Hey. Hi. Let's get comfortable. It's been a few days. I was thinking yesterday I was gonna make a little bit of time in the afternoon and visit with you while Ryan was at boxing. But he told us that there was going to be a special event and that we all needed to be here and we all needed to go hang out in the gym for a little while. What the heck? Look a little rugged. So we showed up. Nola came. Isaiah came. Ryan's dad came. And I showed up. And we sat around in the gym while Ryan exercised his regular routine. Silly boy. Sparring is on Thursdays. So he cried wolf and we all showed up and the sheep were fine. Today is Wednesday. And so tomorrow we're waiting to see if he cries wolf again, and we're going to all try and show up because that's what you do for your little one in the family, right? You show up and you be accountable, show support. This is something that has really helped Ryan in his life. He needed to feel included with a group. He needed something to build self-confidence. He needed something to do in a group, but that there's individual accountability. And boxing has been amazing for him. So if you got a little one, he's not really little, he's 9. If you've got a young man with a lot of energy, a lot of, strong bouts of energy, I highly suggest some sort of sport for them to focus their attention and time on. Yep, that's a new project in my hands. So, ooh, that's showing up a lot brighter than what it is in person. I thought they looked like feathers or leaves. I forget the pattern name. Wow, this project's come about kind of unexpectedly. On the yarn crawl at Jimmy Bean Wools, they had 2 shawls on the wall. And they were beautiful both in texture and in color. It was knitting, but I've seen it done in crochet as well. Assigned pulling. It's where you assign a stitch. It's minimal color work, but you assign a stitch for a certain color. So you'll have one background color in a hank, and then less than 1/3 of the hank is another color, or 2 colors. But you assign a stitch for each one of the colors. So in knitting, it was knit everything that was blue. So there were blues. There were light blues and dark blues, and it was very watercolor, looked like a Monet painting. And then when you came to a cluster of a very mossy looking green and then a lotus pink, you would make a cluster stitch. And I'm not sure what the knitting stitch was called, but it really did look like a lotus. So it'd start with the green and it'd have a little pink and then it'd have a little green. So you got these, and then it was made lengthwise. So it was very flowing like water. And then when you came to the flowers, you would have like the little lotus that was a dimensional knit stitch that popped out. And I was thinking, how beautiful. It was done. The one that attracted me was the one with the water. That was just beautiful. And then the other one was, I think it was a pink background. I took a picture of it. I'll attach the picture at the end so you can see how beautiful it is too. So they were kits. They were knit kits with, you get the pattern and you get the assigned pulling yarn, and it made a shawl. Oh, wow. That's all the instant coffee and the cinnamon at the bottom. I guess I mixed it up quickly on the go. I needed a drink. I've been getting really tired around 2 to 3 o'clock. Super tired, so I thought I'd have a little coffee today. I have tomorrow off. Long story long, this assigned pooling's been on my mind. So I've been looking at the different hanks, the treasure trove of cedar chest hanks that I have, looking through them and seeing which one might work for the colored pooling. And I didn't really see any that would work. I thought this hank would work because on the outside it mostly looked red, and then 1/3 of it did look colored. But when I balled it up, no, that's a whole lot of color. It's all spontaneous. It wouldn't work. So since I had already balled it up, I thought I should use it. So this is a crocheted pattern that kind of represents the way it was lulling and ebbing together, kind of. But I think I would want to do it. I'm thinking that I'm gonna have to use a different color, but an asymmetrical shawl where it starts out narrow and then grows big would be really pretty. And then for the main color, you use a very low profile stitch, knitting or crocheted. I'm thinking crocheted. I want to try it with crocheted. And you just work along your main color, and then when you get to that pop of color, you do a puff stitch or a tall stitch. So I'm thinking I want to do like a lotus. I'll do maybe a small bean if it comes to the first color. See, it's all depending on the colors too, because I really want it to look like the flowers. Not necessarily. But then I'm thinking some puffs, and you do your puffs however long your color striping lasts. And then when you get back to your main color, you're doing your short profile. You've really got to look at the yarn to see which one it would work best with. Something in my mind, something I want to play with. So in the meantime, I'd already balled up the 2 hanks of this gorgeousness, and my intention, what I had in mind, is a gift. But I wasn't going to start it quite yet. But those dang socks, the socks are giving me a hard time. So I did cuff, I did leg, and then I started the heel. I've done the My Favorite Vanilla sock pattern a few times, and when I get to the heel, I couldn't remember, because I'm left-handed and it's a right-handed pattern, so you start your heel flap on the wrong side. And I couldn't remember if I'd started them on the wrong side, or if where I was in my rows by the time I got to the 6 inches of leg, if I started it on the opposite, the right side. Because if you're left-handed, you have to switch patterns around. I couldn't remember. So I went ahead and started it. I flipped it. I didn't need to. I should have started it on the wrong side. So then I got a couple rows. It's a 4-row repeat, and you repeat it 8 times. I did the repeat one time, 4 rows in, and saw that it was going to be a disaster. It was the texture of the heel was showing up on the wrong side. I'm a very unseasoned raw chicken kind of knitter, and I don't like making mistakes because I have a terrible time going back. So this time I talked to my experienced sister-in-law, and she gave me the advice to go ahead and put a safety line in it, to go ahead and take a needle and some yarn and work a line in there. So when I'm pulling out, I have like a safe point that's going to be held, so my sock doesn't just unravel. So I went back and I grabbed, so a knit has 2 forks in it. I grabbed it on the wrong side and I kind of like looped it around. No, That's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to grab one of those, not on the purl side and grab the upper loop. That's from the one before, and it's just the wrap. It's not the stitch. You're not grabbing the stitch. So I started pulling out. I got down to the row where then I started on the heel flap, and it was all coming apart. It's all coming apart. So I stopped, and I sent her a text message asking for advice, and her advice I'd give anybody. She said, stop. Fold it up gently inside itself and put it away. Don't do anything else. Just put it away. Come back when you're less flustered and you're calm. So I did that. Oh, I'm so glad I'm smart enough to listen to somebody else. We're gonna hear some cars because it's pretty warm today. It's beautiful sunny California, and we're parked on a somewhat busy street. We'll just let them pass a little. I wish it was as glamorous as a train going by. Some people's videos, I enjoy the train. I have traffic. So I put the sock away. Then when I came back to the sock with a clear head, I very gently used a different needle and thread, and I went through and then I picked up the proper stitch all the way around. I placed it back, all the stitches back on the needles. I counted to make sure I had the right number. I was looking good there. But then I noticed on the inside, I had a couple of loops that were loose and not worked in. That to me, they looked like floats. Like when you're doing color work, and I'm not that advanced. It just looked like loops, like floats down in my yarn. So I pulled them back up, pulled them tight, kind of used the back end of a darning needle and kind of like pulled them all to one side. And I worked them all in, and now I have one long loop. It's not a dropped stitch, like it's all connected up to the top, and I have the proper amount of stitches. So I'm thinking I pulled it all into one, and I rolled it back up and I put it down. Rolled it back up and put it down. So now that was yesterday. So now I need to decide. One time I was in a yarn store and I was talking to some older experienced women, and they asked how I joined when I was crocheting, or something got brought up, and I said, oh, I do a Russian join, which I grab the two ends, I tie a knot on one and tie a knot on the other, and I cinch them close together, and they gasped. We don't tie knots in knitting. And that's always kind of stuck in my head, is I guess I don't want a knot in a sock. That's the glory of doing knitted socks, is that all the stitches are intertwined or lay flat together. You wouldn't want any tiny little knot in it. So I'm hesitant. I don't want to cut that loop, tie a knot, and then sew both ends in. They're pretty long ends, so technically if I weave them in one way, go up and weave them back in the other way and work them in, I don't know. Ends always make me nervous in a project. It's like the weakest link. I don't want my stuff to unravel when I'm wearing it. I don't want my stuff to unravel in the wash, and socks get a lot of wear and tear. And it's right where the heel flap's gonna start. I think I need to leave the loop alone for now. I think I need to, I've gotten it all down to one loop, and I should leave it for now. I think I should continue on with the pattern, or I can take out, it's in the next row. I could take out the next row, which made up my, 6 inches, 6.5 inches. I could take out one more row very easily, and it'd be all the way around, and then re-knit the solid. That's probably the best. Thank you so much. I really appreciate having someone to think out loud to. That's what I should do. I should take out that last row of knit myself a clean, solid row. It just makes me so nervous to go back and take out a row of knitting. You know, when I'm knitting, it doesn't come as naturally to me as crochet. I sit there and I hold my breath. So I should probably do that. In the meantime, since I set those down, I needed to pick something else. Oh, that's what I forgot. I finished my my mountain and trees cowl. I really, really wanted to show it to you. I'll show it to you tomorrow because we definitely need to visit tomorrow. I have a pile next to my chair at home. Oh, you know what else is in that pile? An apology from Hirschner's. Yes. They did the whole making me wait 3 months for my Halloween yarn. And then, the dirty rats, they sent me a Hirschner's catalog full of clearance yarn. Beautiful, gorgeous clearance yarn. It's a bit of an apology. They miss me. I know they do. It probably hurt their feelings that I wasn't going to sit around and wait 3 months to get some Halloween yarn, which probably would have been arriving this week anyway. I probably should have waited. It's too late now. I already canceled that order a long time ago. You know what? I have lots of pretty yarns. I need to use the pretty yarns I have. If anything, I should start hoarding and collecting patterns. I know there's tons of patterns and yarns that would be happy to grow into each other. While I'm at it, I need a few extra hours in the day. Yeah. So I put the sock down. I finished the cowl. I like to have one crochet project, one knit project, or one small project, one big project going. So I ended up deciding, since I already caked up this yarn, I might as well go ahead and start the project I had in mind. It is the perfect colors for the theme I had in mind. And I was able to go on Etsy and I found a enameled pin designer, maker in, I think she's in Montgomery, Alabama. And she makes an enameled pin, like a brooch, there we go, brooch, for the exact theme that I have for this shawl. It's going to be very long. I got 2 cakes. I think I might possibly have 3. And I have some corresponding edging that I would like to go all the way around it. And with the brooch, it's just going to seal the theme. Oh, it's going to be beautiful. So I'm doing that. A bit mysterious. I want to just, show it when it's done. And on top of that, I've been feeling kind of, I don't know, kind of quiet lately. Just been feeling a little quiet. Our weather's changed. It's sunny and beautiful, but there's definitely a fall chill in the air. Instead of waking up super early, I've been sleeping in a little. My blanket's been extra cozy. The chickens have been sleeping in a little, so I haven't heard them by my back door. It's hibernation time already. So I've been getting a little less done. Taking a few extra minutes to wipe the sleepies out of my eyes, and then that compiles to the rest of the day. Go to bed early. Sets the mood for the day. I haven't been doing much. Oh, but I have been getting some items together. You might have heard some other channels talking about it. The Spoony Crocheters getting ready to have a Spirit Week. And there's 7 days of fun, all themed. So in my spare time, I've been trying to get together a few different projects to participate. I think out of the 7 days, I've been able to get ideas. Now I got to set them into action, but I got some ideas together for quite a few of them. There's still 2 days that have me stumped, that I'm not quite sure what to make. But there's still time. That event starts on the October 22nd. And I do have the first couple of days all lined up and ready. So that'll be fun. That's something exciting to look forward to. We always need something exciting to look forward to. And what else have I been working on? That's about it. Coming together beautifully. That's all I can think of. Just sit here in the nice weather and knit, crochet. Thank you for coming to visit with me. I'll attach some pictures at the end for you. In the description box, I'll link this pattern. So I need to link the pattern. What else? Oh, I'll link the video for the Spoony Stitcher so you can read all about the Spirit Week that's coming up. Gosh dang it, I think there was one more thing that I was gonna post a picture of. Oh, the loop in the sock. I took pictures of it to mark the event of the day I didn't have a mental breakdown. I'll put the picture of that in there too. And if you have any ideas besides ripping back another row, it makes me so nervous. I don't want to lose it all. I don't want to start over. If I have to start over, I have to start over. But there's nothing wrong with the cuff, and there's nothing wrong with that stockinette leg part. Just don't want to lose it all and have it unravel on me. Thank you for visiting. Thank you for, I was going to attach the Jimmy Bean wools for the assigned pulling. I'll attach that on there too. And so I've gone on Etsy and I found quite a few yarn dyers that make this assigned pulling. It sounds fun. It sounds kind of like free-form random fun. I'll let you go. I'll see you soon. Take care, dear friend. Bye-bye.